about the COVID-19 spread in the province. So she asked me to do the presentation for her on the topic of supply chains of hand woven silk production in Bankau district, Chayapum province during the COVID-19 outbreak. As we know, is the COVID-19 spread is quite dangerous and affect to the global economy, and the increasing reliance by businesses on global value chains has become fragile. Importing silk threads from China is subject to a higher import tax rate. Also, is another cost of this business. So the researcher tried to study about this. Depend on the objectives of this study. It is two objectives. The first one is to investigate the supply chain, the upstream stage, the downstream stage of the hand woven silk of a silk business in Bankau district, Chaipu province. And the second one is to propose approaches for the management of the hand woven silk of a silk business is a Bankau district, Chaipu province. And the material and method. The instrument of this research is applied in that interview. The interview question were aimed to obtain data of the production process, the supply chain problems or limitations, and strength and weakness. That is about the SWOT analysis of also. The methodology of this study is number one, the reviewing literature and theories of supply chain, value chain, silk products, and carrying out in-depth interviews with key performance. And the key performance we have selected from the agriculture who has the woven silk machine as a local producer. And number two of the methodology is the step of the methodology is carry out of a SWOT analysis to see strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat of them. And the last one, the last stage, before we have to do the conclusion is analyze the data of each supply chain state and use the SWOT analysis and TOWS matrix backward, forward for this kind of business for generate the strategy for them. As you see the results and the discussion slide above, we start the slide by the picture from the upstream supply chain. If you see the supply chain, they start that is from the local producer who are in the Bankau district. They will start from the silkworm was a farm for the production of the home handcraft. So after that, the government has come and promote this type of business. The farmer emphasize the farming of local species of the silkworm. So they got the raw material that is more quality for them. And furthermore, the silk egg or the silkworm will sometimes obtained from the Queen Silky Department of Silviculture or related government offices that they make it more quality for their silk cloth. And they found that the farmer can cooperate with this kind of business in medium and high products. For the internal supply chain, the silk thread production was undertaken by two groups, including the silkworm farmers and those who purchased wrapped and webbed. The first group, silkworm farmers, raised silkworms and sometimes bought cocoons from other farmers for the production of silk threads. However, the quality and the quantity of the silk threads depended on the quality of the cocoon and the receiving skills. Therefore, as I said before, the quality of the raw material can be developed and improved step by step afterward. And the last step, the last stream is about the downstream supply chain. The seal weaving could be managed by hand or by machine, mostly by machine right now because they try to reduce the cost of the labor. Most weavers use white threads as a wrap and a yellow one or the webbed. Some use only white or yellow threads as wrap and depending on the customer needs. So it will still become the unique one because they do it by hand and by order. Next one is the result for the SWOT analysis. As you see the strength and the weakness, opportunity and threats. The first thing is product quality. We control the quality by making it in order. Next, the entrepreneur groups were quite strong in their area. Customer needs is something like to make the producer, to make the farmer think deliberately for their product in the future. But there are many weaknesses as well. The seal weaving is a secondary job after rice farming. So it is just the it's not the major occupation for them. So sometimes the order come, they cannot make it. Number two of the weakness is the reserve funds. They lack of funds, so the government have to help them sometime. Three, they have no business visions of active marketing. So if the customer do not ask them to make it in the design or in order, they cannot think out of frame because of they just do generation by generation. And number four is lack information of customer. They cannot look for the customer or the market by themselves. Opportunity for them is the business is the supported by the government and by the Royal Project of Twin Silicate. Number two is products are normally nationally accepted, is quite well known. Number three is needs silk fabric with modern patterns. And number four is Thai government still support this type of business, especially for the local people. The trades import leading to an increase in the production cost due to the outbreak of COVID-19. So as we know that the local producer is quite low technology, so they cannot find a new market during the COVID-19 situation. And furthermore, for the trade, there are many competitors in the market as well because Thai silk, there are many kind of Thai silk in almost every region in Thailand. And the last trade is most consumer do not know how to store and maintain silk fabric. This is quite important for the consumer that they do not know how to keep it well. So the insect or even the humidization of the air can destroy the raw material. The strategic approaches determined by TOWS matrix or SWOT analysis backward. As we see, is the strength can become the opportunity for them also as when they see the chance to expand their business in the future. For the score model analysis, score model level one main activity including plan source. So they have to plan deliberately and seasonally sometime because they cannot keep of this raw material all the time, because it is not the major occupation of them. So they have to keep it just only when they have free time or they are available after the rice farming. If you see the score model, you will see that the silk thread supplier, yellow silk farmer, silk weaver, and actually my Thai silk store into the customer. They have to integrate all of this together. And the score model level 2, they have to approach for the managing for the hand woven silk for the business in Ban Khao business. SEP enable process for number 1 is the establishment of the training center for those interested in silk production for the preservation of culture, wisdom, traditional weaving methods passed through generation. Furthermore, the second one, they have to use the OTOP for support the market in the future. Next is for the promotion of job in silk thread production and weaving. And the last one is increase of potential for online marketing for the Thai silk community enterprise. Therefore, when you see the chart, you will see that the material flow, information flow, and activities all must be integrated together. But the main flow is about the information flow that the farmer or the weaver, they cannot help themselves about this information. They cannot collect it at all. So the government or the private unit must come and help them for improve of these activities, because the information are on their hand, not in the farmer hands. So I think in the research show that the management of this kind of business should be more support by the government sector or the private sector in the future. Thank you for listening. Do you have any question for this?
Okay, thank you, Kapajan. So very interesting topic, this one. So we study about the supply chain of hand woven silk during COVID-19. I hope that this research is going to be a benefit for the farmer or the local entrepreneur who doing this silk business.
Yes, Ajahn, because the researcher Ajahn Niparat has been in that area in Ban Khao district, Chayapum area for almost 1.5 years to collect all this information, and she spent most of her time over there also because she tried to do her dissertation, because right now she is a PhD candidate in
Okay.
Jombung.
Very good research, Ajahn. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
So could you please stop sharing your screen? Okay, thank you. And I hope that this section about G31 section is going to be a benefit for all the researcher and all the participants. Some of them already left, and I hope you enjoy listening and enjoy presenting in this section. If there are any mistake or any inconvenience in these sections, we, on behalf of Rangsit University, we would like to apologize for the participant, researcher, and all the section chairs. Okay, I hope you have a good time, good day during conference here. Okay, taking care of yourself, and goodbye.